All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And right now, some paperwork has surfaced that reveals Max B has been an informant since 2016. Allegedly. Let's go.
We just uncovered a really nasty and dark secret that Max B has been hiding for about 10 years now.
Because the rat gonna take the state gonna make them take the plea and say, if you get a plea, but you gotta tell on your co-defendants. Y'all don't have that. There's none of that on the stand. No big avail on no stand. No tape, complete police station statements. None of that. All right? So let's get that right.
Max B is a rat. And before today, there was no proof. But after today, there's no denying that Max B is the worst type of rat. And these court transcripts prove it. Pistol P and other New York OGs who are supposed...
It's crazy to me. I'm just going to say this real quick. It's crazy to me how, like, non-street niggas get in street niggas' business and call them rats and all. Because that doesn't stem from that culture. Calling each other rats and snitches, that stem from street culture and street niggas putting that title on other street niggas. But we are in a time now where squares and busters and marks can sit here and call people rats. It's crazy, man, but let's keep watching.
Supposed to be anti-rats have known for a while now that Max B is an informant, and they've not only harbored Max B, but they've utilized their platforms to lie for Max B and cover up his tracks. By the way, I'm not surprised at all. All these old heads are hypocrites, but it was really disheartening when I seen Pistol P and his co-hosts go on their platform to vouch for Max B, go out of their way to lie for Max B when they said that Max B took a plea deal and he only admitted to his role in the situation, so hence Max B is not a snitch.
We love you, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very important for the viewers, you know what I'm saying? For those out there that don't know Max B and they hear, you know how sound travels. You feel me, Tom?
These old heads be politicking. When I seen Pistol Pete terrified to even say rat accusations when asking a question, I thought, hold on, bruh. This ain't the Pistol Pete I know. Now, usually Wack would be the only old head I trust to be exposing these rats. But right now, Wack 100 is like taking a break. He's working on his network called Nothing But Content. He got a show coming out with Blueface called Fresh Out of Love. Another show with 607 Unk. Wack is busy. So I guess I got to do it because, you know, I guess technically I'm also an exposer.
So and I want to add to that, right? Because so what you have when an individual takes a plea is called plea allocution. And
So Flacco is, okay, he works for Wack 100 now. We just learned something. He said he's an exposer. So he's a part of, okay, let's go.
Plea allocution, what happens is the court will ask you questions to make sure that you're clear and that you're certain that you would like to take the plea that's being offered to you by the government and the judge, right? So the court, they'll state facts of the case and you either say yes or no. By accepting the plea, you're saying that I'm guilty and I accept responsibility for the part that I played.
That's just a flat out lie. What Max B did is much more than just own up to his role in a situation. What Max B actually did is textbook snitching, but they was comfortable telling these lies on these podcasts because they thought nobody would ever uncover the real, nobody would ever find the documents. But I have 27 pages of transcripts to prove that Max B is a rat. By January of 2007, Max B, his brother Pooh Sims, and a woman he was pimping out called Gina Conway was all sitting in jail facing murder conspiracy charges. Gina took a plea deal before their trial in 2009, and she agreed to testify against Max B and his brother Pooh Sims. Gina agreed to testify once she learned that Max B was the one who actually told on her when she was on the run from the police in 2006.
How did they actually find you?
Well, I was going to Sin City actually because I wanted to meet Max there because I needed some money, and he knew I was coming there, and it was said that he helped the police catch me. That's what one of the detectives said.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I just get to the point where I be like, I don't know what to believe no more, who to believe. Yeah, do people care anymore? That's what the real fucking thing is. Like, are we in a time where people even still care? Because if all this is out there and people hear this and this can be verified, How is it that they still get out of jail and still be celebrated and still hang with the street niggas who say they don't fuck with rats? And that's what makes it tricky. And that's where the selective politicking title that everybody now uses stems from, because it is a real thing. Selective politicking is a real thing, but it comes down to, do you really even care who's a snitch anymore? I'm asking you, do you really even care? Because more than ever, it's showing us now people don't. So even if this is true, it's right here her saying it. If that could be verified, y'all find everything else. If that could be verified and prove it's true, how is it possible that he's still celebrated and praised? Like, that's New York. I'm talking to y'all right now because y'all gotta know. Y'all gotta let us in. We from the West Coast. Is this really a thing? Let us know in the comment section. Is this really true? Is this a thing? Let us know. Help us.
And on the stand.
Oh, so Max knew that you were coming to Sin City, and a detective actually said that Max contacted the police and told them where you're going to be in order for you to be arrested?
Yes.
Her account of Max B telling on her before he even got arrested has already been out here, but the public has taken Max B's side, to be honest. One user says a cop told her Max B told on her, LL, easiest trick in the book. The detective says, laughing my A off. Essentially, folks believe that if it comes from a cop or a detective, it's not credible at all whatsoever, which is why Max B telling on her has nothing to do with this current story in this video. We're actually documenting Max B telling on his brother Pooh Sims. And what we got, the evidence that we have, is not detective says. It's 4K evidence of Max B's own words of him snitching and ratting on his own brother.
Now that's what you got to go off. Is it documented? Because just going on video and saying I heard this from a cop could tell you anything. So we can't go off of that, and real motherfuckers know that. Just because a cop said it don't mean it to be true. Is this documented that he told? Where is the black and white? If you're from the old school, you know the black and white is everything. Where is the black and white with him saying this? That's all you need to prove. Like a prostitute coming out saying, oh, he helped me. Y'all know a prostitute ain't credible. She can say anything. Like, we don't believe prostitutes, man. That's what we don't believe. But if she can say, hey, look, I know y'all not going to believe me because I'm a prostitute. Here goes the paperwork, black and white. Here y'all go. Now you're going to be like, okay, now you got action. Now you got action. But let's see. Blanco said they got paperwork on him telling his brother, black and white. Let's see.
Gina and Max B was in a relationship, but he was pimping her out. So she was hanging out with random dudes on a daily basis. On one of these days, she was hanging out with a guy called Alan Plowden, who had a lot of money. He took her shopping that day, had $30,000 in cash to impress her. They went to a hotel. Now, Gina finessed the key for the hotel room and left Alan at the hotel and link up with Max B. Gina, being this brain-dead bimbo, told Max B that this trick who just took her shopping had $30,000 in his hotel room, and she had the keys to the hotel room. Max B, being a greasy, dirty New Yorker, told his brother Pooh Sims about what was going on and told him to go back to the hotel room with Gina and rob the trick Allen of the $30,000. Pooh Sims brought a gun with him, well, obviously, but the robbery that was supposed to be easy, clean, neat, get in, get out, actually got really complicated and turned into a murder conspiracy when the dude Allen, friend, walked in the room while the robbery was taking place.
And you know, I mean, he was like basically like looking for the money, and then he told the guy to call his friend up that was in the room downstairs, and his friend came upstairs. And then basically like when he came upstairs, Calvin shot him in the head. Well, he shot him right here. And in his ear, I think.
It's really being understated how stupid this group of criminals are. They didn't even make away with the target. They left before finding the $30,000. When the police got to the scene, they found $30,000 at the scene. Due to how sloppy this job was, Max B and Pooh Sims was ultimately found guilty. Max B was sentenced to 75 years in prison for his role.
Look at this nigga Mohawk. Look at this Mohawk, man. Hey, listen, the Mohawk era that came around the time, I remember that Jeremiah had the birthday sex song out. That was the Mohawk era. If you had a Mohawk and your picture surfaces, bruh, you are getting cooked, nigga, for sure. And your kids gonna see this, your homies gonna see it. You had a Mohawk, bruh.
In his murder conspiracy, Pooh Sims was sentenced to life. Gina was sentenced to 15 years, and she was denied a shorter sentence even after cooperation. So she cooperated, testified, did everything she's supposed to do,
years.
and she got 15 years. The person who took the stand and cooperated was denied a shorter sentence and was sent to prison for 15 years. But magically, 11 years into Max B's 75-year sentence, he was brought back to court and had his time shortened from 75 to 20 years. Only 5 years more than a person who supposedly took the stand and cooperated, which logically makes no sense. But Max B will call into Vlad TV.
That is fishy. And I thought that. I like, damn, this shit got dropped from 70, because he was supposed to get out in like 2085 or some crazy shit. I thought that, but I was like, let's see. Like we bank off New Yorkers to like how y'all move and what y'all say, because that's not our department. We not from out there. Let's see how New York treats it. And New York, they celebrate like the king was coming home. So we didn't look at it with no. We like, all right, if New York ain't tripping, we didn't know. We don't know. We going off of them.
After getting his sentence reduced from 75 years to 20 years, with a creative explanation as to how this was possible without cooperating and snitching.
Okay, well, we don't have much time, so I just want to get caught up with you real quick. First and foremost, July of last year, because originally you were sentenced to 75 years, but then last July you said you got reduced to 20 years and then to 12 years. So explain.
Well, you know, I'm eligible for my full minimum status in February, so I'll most likely be, you know, by the end of next year, I'll be like in halfway house. That's like worst case scenario, halfway house, end of the next year. So that's why I said that. But it's going down. I'm here. I'm on my way. I done gave my shit back. I done did the most part, for the most part. So right now, I'm just finding it out, get ready. I'm almost there. It's almost over. So,
okay, so
you know, I can only say that but so much, but it's actually true this time. So you'll be good.
Okay, so explain to everyone how you go from 75 to 12.
Well, I went back on post-conviction. My sentence was vacated for 75 years, so I got back on. My first appeal was denied. Then when I went back on post-conviction, I found ineffective assistance against my lawyer, and before the case came back before the judge made an actual decision or decided to turn the whole case over, I pleaded out. I couldn't go through waiting for another decision on the courts, you know what I'm saying, or another letdown. So I took 20. So that with my time in, and once I get full minimum, I'll be down to about 12 and a half years.
All that beating around the bush you just heard is nonsense.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? All right.
Max B went from 75 years to 20 years because he went into that courtroom and ratted and told and threw his brother under the bus and told the court his brother did some things that his brother is currently saying he didn't do.
By that, feel like I'm coming out of nowhere with the stuff that I'm saying. All you got to do is holler at me. I got the paperwork. I got letters. I got everything to support what I'm saying. That Max B cooperated. French Montana no, and he can.
Oh, that's his actual brother. His brother is saying it, nigga. He cooperated on me, and French Montana knows this. Oh, come on. I got the actual paperwork. French, I got the paperwork. You want to see it? This is my brother, nigga. He told on me. Here it go. Damn. Now it's looking funny in the light. This is what I wanted to see. I was going to say, what did the brother have to say about this? The brother is saying you told on me and I got the paperwork. Your own brother. Oh, no. That's not cool, man.
Condoning it. Cameron, no. He condoning it. Jim Jones was mentioned in this whole situation. So I had to send the paperwork to Jim Jones to put him on point. Holla at me.
Max B's initial appeal to overturn the conviction was denied, but Max B was able to get back into court on a technicality. So Max B had a lawyer called Gerald Saludi. He's on your right. Now, Gerald Saludi was Max B's criminal defense lawyer and his entertainment lawyer. The judges ultimately ruled that Max B deserved a new trial because Gerald, being his entertainment lawyer and his defense attorney, is a conflict of interest, and they believe that Gerald gave Max B bad legal advice on purpose to protect his own interest. So Max B came to court with his new lawyers and told the judge, hey, listen, he advised me to decline the 10-year plea deal and take this case to trial, which ultimately got me 75 years. I would have taken a 10-year plea deal, but he told me not to. I believe he told me not to, and he lied to me because he wanted me to go on tour and make him money. I couldn't go on tour if I took a 10-year plea deal. So he was protecting his own self-interest when he was supposed to be working on my behalf. The court ruled that that was pretty valid.
Hey, man, hold on. Does this nigga Flacco got on lip gloss, bro? Like, what is going on? I'm sitting here, I'm like, this nigga got on lip gloss. Come on, Flacco. My boy said, I'm getting too much money, baby. I'm getting... That nigga said, I'm getting too much money. You think I gotta make sure these motherfuckers are oiled up? God damn.
And Max B should get a new trial. However, the prosecutors offered Max B a deal. Now, Max B was presented with two options here. Take the new trial, keep it solid, and prove you're innocent if you're innocent, or take the plea deal, rat out on all your co-defendants, make it impossible for them to ever get out of jail, and then, we'll give you 20 years and then you get out, after time served, et cetera, et cetera. Max B decided he was not gonna go to trial. He was gonna take the easier route, which is take the plea deal and snitch on his co-defendants to get out. His brother, Pooh Sims, his co-defendant, is still maintaining his innocence. Pooh Sims is currently in the process of filing another appeal. Pooh Sims is still saying he didn't do none of this. So when Max B took this plea deal, went to court, and called his brother a murderer, there's no getting out of this. The black and white shows Max B is a rat. And I got the black and white for you guys. Let's get into it. When Max B went back to court for his PCR, Max B agreed that he would just plead guilty to one count of aggravated manslaughter instead of having to redo the process again and potentially going back to trial. He was going to plead guilty to one count of aggravated manslaughter. In exchange, the state had agreed that they will vacate the previous jury verdict in his last sentence, giving room for the judge to resentence Max B. That gave the judge legal grounds to vacate Max B's 75-year sentence and then resentence him to 20 years. However, Max B still had to come to court and admit to a lot. The judge alerted Max B they were going to be asking him some questions about the offense. First, I'm going to have you go back to the day before that, September the 21st of 2006. On or about that day, did you have a conversation with two of the people that you're charged in this indictment, Gina Marie Conway and Calvin Lederman? Max B says, yes, I did. He already telling, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, it gets worse. He's telling in this regard because Pooh Sims, a.k.a. Calvin Lederman, told the court in his appeal he has nothing to do with this. He was never involved. He was not present. He don't know what's going on.
Right, as he should. Like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I wasn't there. If you don't got me on video saying I'm there and all this shit, nigga, I'm denied. The only way it can be proven if my, my co-defendant tell on me. And that's what they're saying is happening right here in the paperwork that they are showing. Now, we also live in a time, this is where it gets scary, y'all. We also live in a time where people online are forging paperwork. So that's what makes it tricky. But you can go pull it because it's public record. So that's the only way. When you think that something is being falsified, you can go find a number and pull it. And that's going to give you the official paperwork. And if this is that, Flacco's not wrong here. This is looking fishy. But also, I don't think that Flacco will put his name on the line to do falsified paperwork and risk what comes with that. I don't know. But then again, I know what y'all think about Flacco, but I don't think he would do that. Not no falsified paperwork. I think he would have to stand on the principles like, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be real, because that's breaking a story, a real story. And that's what Flacco's goal is. He wants to break real stories and but that's what makes it tricky because he does do some fuck shit here and there. So I get it. But let's keep watching.
Max B would further implicate his brother in his murder conspiracy by telling the court that him and Calvin in particular had an agreement that Calvin was gonna go into the state of New Jersey because he was in New York and couldn't go with Gina. Is that correct? He says yes. Mr. Calvin was gonna go over to the state of New Jersey and he along with Gina Conway were going to try to steal money from a couple of individuals. He says yes.
Golly. Say it ain't so, man. Say it ain't so.
Now, the individuals that we're talking about are the victims, David Taylor and Alan Plowden. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Max B would tell the court that they targeted David Taylor and Alan Plowden because they will routinely have large amount of cash in their possession. He would also say that they were targeted specifically for theft by himself, Calvin, and Gina Conway. This is when the ratting really get crucial. The court tells Max B, all right, so when you and Mr. Calvin conspired that Mr. Calvin will go to New Jersey to try to steal money from these men, you had that in your head that one or both of these guys might have a gun. Is that correct? Max B says yes. And was there, in fact, a conversation between yourself and your brother about your brother also bringing with him a gun in the event one or both of these intended victims had guns themselves? Did you, in fact, talk about that? Max B says yes. Calvin.
Oh, my God. This is bad, dog. And if this is the paperwork his brother, we just saw his brother, his co-defendant, say, I got the paperwork. French knows it. Jim Jones, everybody knows it. This is bad. Because at this point, this means you niggas have been harboring a snitch. Damn.
Said, I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. They said, all right. And was it your understanding that Calvin was going to have a handgun with him when he went over to New Jersey along with Gina Conway to try to steal these men's money? He says, yes. Now, you also understood, you have to explain to me that although there was no plan to shoot either of these men, that if there was a confrontation between armed people, you knew your brother would use that gun if he had to. Is that correct? He said, yes. Max, that's your brother, cuz. Have mercy, man. Max, that's your brother, bro. Don't do that to don't do this, Max. And if it was also understood by you that if your brother did in fact use the gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that correct? He says, yes. And as it turned out,
no way.
Your brother did in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against them. Is that correct? Max B says yes.
No.
He shot and killed him.
No.
Is that correct?
No.
Max B says yes.
There it is. Nothing else to talk about. This is the real paperwork. If this is the real paperwork, there's nothing else to talk about. That is finest. Snitching at its finest. Damn. How? You just saw him get out of jail and 50 niggas outside celebrating him coming home. And this paperwork is right here available. If this is the real paperwork, I'm gonna say that again. It's available for y'all to read all this in black and white. That's what makes this shit weird. It's like how none of you street niggas, that's what make you say, this gotta be fake paperwork. This gotta be falsified. This gotta be a fake document. Because how the hell does New York not know this paperwork exists if this is the real paperwork? How does New York not know? The city. Because, nigga, that would be the talk of the streets. If somebody touched down from jail and he had this paperwork existing to his name. Things that make you say,
Oh! It was also understood by you that if your brother did in fact use that gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that right? Max B says yes. And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. This is telling Max B's a rat. The only reason I even care why I'm invested in this, y'all know I'm pro rats. I love the rats, okay? But what I don't like is somebody who is a rat but then try to shame other rats and try to present themselves as if they're not. No, I don't like that, okay? And I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like hypocrites, right? I don't like these quote-unquote anti-rats, New York old heads, right, who move around as if they're so anti-rats, but then they're co-signing rats. It doesn't make sense to me at all. All right, now, I'll send the black and white and the paperwork to anybody who wants it, okay? But I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of politics. Some people won't cover this because they don't wanna burn their relationship with Max B, but this is telling, man. Let me know in the comment section, is this telling from your perspective? All right, and if you're still—
Yeah, that's telling. That's a hard one right there because it doesn't make sense to me being from this side of the coast, knowing that paperwork exists. Again, if that is official paperwork. Because again, we live in a time where you got to say this shit, y'all. We have to keep saying falsified paperwork because we have seen it recently a lot of times, people putting fake paperwork on people and doing all this weird shit. So if this is real paperwork and it exists, and we know New York niggas got their hands on it, and y'all swept it under the rug, that's fucking crazy, man. The definition of snitching is what we just witnessed. He said yes to everything they asked, every detail, yes, 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 yes. That's a snitch. You're putting a murder on somebody that's fighting right now to say they never was there. That's for sure a snitch. And it's your brother. Your fucking brother. And your brother is on camera saying, hey, he snitched on me. That fucked me up too. I never knew that existed. His brother is on camera saying, hey, he snitched on me. I sent the paperwork to French. I sent it to Jim Jones. I sent it to Woot the Woot. And you know what's crazy? Out of all the shit, like people was expecting when Max B got home, Jim Jones didn't even say a word about Max B being a snitch. Jim Jones hasn't said nothing about it since he touched down out of the respect, because I heard it was a conversation like protect Harlem. We want to look good on camera or some shit. I don't know. That was a thing. I don't know. It's just confusing, man. It's confusing. What is going on, man? Let me know what y'all think about all this. Are people harboring snitches, selective politicking? Are people lying on, like, what is the fuck happening, y'all? And what does that say about our future with this shit in hip hop, in media, in the street space? Where are we going, man? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? What do people stand on nowadays? What morals and principles do people care about still? Let me know in the comment section, man. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like, and as always, get ready for the next reaction.